So we had big college football news today.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
So we had the big announcement.
Yeah, big announcement.
Well, you know me. I have stated for the record that if I were a college program, because now college programs are having to operate like the NFL. It's a budget, right? And everyone talks about it. You have a general manager and you budget for each position. I would not pay for a 5-star quarterback. Wouldn't do it. It's too much money, and the investment just very rarely pays off. And you look at college playoff teams, they very rarely do you actually have a quarterback that's a high-ranking guy that you brought through your program. It's transfer dominated. I do not get the idea of spending $4 million on a kid, and more than likely, he's going to end up somewhere else in a year or two. I don't get it.
I mean, just stupid.
Well, Georgia would disagree with you.
Well,
because Jared Curtis, the number 1 quarterback in the class of 2026 today, chose Georgia over Oregon.
Which means he will be an Oregon quarterback in 2 years. By the way, I looked this up, and I get it. He loves him, and, he's the end-all to be-all. But I looked up the number 1 quarterback. And by the way, this isn't always a consensus, right? Like Drew Aller at one point by some was considered the number 1 quarterback. And no offense to Drew Aller, but But this is, to the best of my knowledge, this is from 33rd Team. They took what they believe to be the consensus number 1 quarterback for the last 25 years. And in today's world, let's say you're paying that kid somewhere between $3 and $4 million a year to come to your school. 2000, Brock Berlin.
I remember him.
Yeah.
Brock Berlin.
Brock Berlin.
He wasn't any good, was he?
No. 2021, Brody Croyle, Alabama.
He was all right. They won. I mean, that's Alabama.
Yeah.
He wasn't any good.
Here's one that Vince Young.
Didn't seem good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You pay him. So we got one.
I'm sure they did.
Kyle Wright. Yeah. And by the way, they were paying him. Absolutely. Kyle Wright, Miami.
Don't even remember that guy.
Mark Sanchez, USC.
Okay.
It was solid.
Worth it.
Yeah.
That's worth it.
Here's one. Matthew Stafford. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jimmy Clausen, Notre Dame.
Oh, God.
No. Matt Barkley, USC. No. Philip Sims, Alabama. No. Jeff Driscoll, Florida. No. Jameis Winston. Yes. Heisman Trophy, National Championship. Max Brown, USC. No. Kyle Allen, Texas A&M. No. Josh Rosen. No.
Ugh.
David Mills, Stanford. No. Shea Patterson, Ole Miss. No. Trevor Lawrence. Yes. Spencer Rattler. No.
Oof.
Bryce Young, Alabama. Yes. Quinn Ewers, Ohio State. Nope.
No.
And I mean, Ohio State paid that kid, and he left a year later, and he went to Texas, and he was okay. By the way, fun fact: Quinn Ewers turned down roughly $5 to $6 million to go to Notre Dame to go sign a like a 6th-round contract that's not worth that over 4 years.
Yeah. Hey, did you know we had a show while you were gone?
Yeah.
That was discussed. No, he signed a 4-year deal in the NFL that will pay him $4.4 million. Or it's like 4.8 or something.
Yeah, he could have gotten probably 5 and 6 to.
He could have gotten at least $3 million for 1 year, or $4 million for 1 year of college football.
Yeah, and then Cade Klubnik at Clemson. You could say
he's pretty good.
It's pretty good. And then Arch Manning, who hasn't started.
I mean, so you're looking at how many did you just read off there?
25.
Yeah, I think maybe 3 or 4. So you're looking at 10%, 15% hit rate.
And by the way, now with the transfer portal, I'm telling you, you can go back. Who is Dante Moore, by the way, that could be the Duck quarterback. We don't know that for certain, but transfer kid. Who was the kid that was going to go to Florida, ended up at Miami?
Rashada.
Yeah, Rashada. He's somewhere else again.
No, do you see where he is now?
He transferred out of, where's he at now?
So he went from Florida to ASU.
Well, he went from Miami to Florida to ASU to Georgia. And now he's somewhere else.
Do you know where?
No, I saw
I'm about to blow your mind.
He put it in the window again.
BYU.
No. Worse. No offense.
Hey, we're actually on the come up, man.
Yeah.
We got money to spend.
No, this is way worse.
Yeah.
Jaden Rashada is now. Just the other day,
Yeah.
I saw this, and he signed at. I like to do this. Suspense.
Somewhere not good.
It's good for radio.
Southwest Louisiana.
Sacramento State.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
Not even kidding.
The Malachi Nelson, the USC kid, left at Boise, and then he went to like UNLV. Like, I'm telling you, if you're one of these schools and you're paying this kid, you're paying these 5-star kids $4 or $5 million to come be your quarterback. I just do not think that they're from a statistical standpoint and just like probability. I swear there is not a worse investment in all of sports than paying a high school kid this amount of money. Who is the Nico Amamalea or
Iamaleava?
Yeah, that Nico.
That guy.
Nico L.
They rolled out the carpet for him at Tennessee, and they got like below average SEC quarterback play, and then the drama of that kid and that whole scenario, and now he's at UCLA. It's just not worth it to pay the money for these 5-star quarterbacks.
So
it's
you
a
want them on
terrible
their
investment.
You want them on their second deals,
Yes,
or third deals.
Yes, I would go. I tell you, I would budget my money and spend maybe $1 million, 700,000 on a good solid 4-star kid that I really liked and I thought I could develop and wouldn't put it in the portal. And then I would just sit there and try to grow and develop my room that way. And then try to pounce on one of these kids that decides to leave after a year because there's 8,000 of them. It's just not worth it.
So Curtis is from Nashville.
Yeah.
They are saying he has a very big arm, already a strong body. They say he's kind of ready to roll now. Big kid.
That's what I said about Drew Aller.
He's number one in the class of, or he's number one quarterback in the class of 2026, and he's the number 2 player in the entire class. And he had, he looked at Ohio State. There were some others, Auburn, but he ultimately took it down to Georgia and Oregon. And he announced just a little bit ago that he is going to go play for Kirby
for a year until he doesn't win the job, and then.
So according to you, that's a win.
That's
because
a win.
Now Oregon will get him in 2 years.
Yes, he'll be a Duck. The moment he puts in the portal, and he will, then we can all be like, hey, remember, Oregon was right there neck and neck with him, and then Oregon will scoop him up for $1 million as opposed to the 4 that he's going to get at Georgia.
So you think $4 million? Is that what the kid like that gets?
That would be my guess, somewhere in that 3 to 4 million range, yeah. For the number 1 player in your class at quarterback, my guess is it's in that range, yeah. It's an expensive bet.